Zandvoort circuit first opened in 1948 and held its first official round of the Formula One World Championship 4 years later, 1952. Ever heard singing coming from the Alpine garage? Some say that's legendary mechanic Curly Wainwright. The 1985 Grand Prix would prove to be the circuit's last F1 event for 45 years. Louder. After years of speculation, the return of the Dutch Grand Prix finally confirmed in May 2019. We're at Zandvoort Circuit here today. The circuit is 2.64 miles long. The four-length race will see drivers compete 72 laps of the circuit. Zandvoort Circuit first opened in 1948 and held its first official round of the Formula One World Championship in 1952. The Netherlands has produced multiple F1 drivers. However, multiple world champion Max Verstappen is the only one to have won a race. Max followed in his father's footsteps by becoming an F1 driver. Jos Verstappen scored 2 podiums in 1994 when he was paired with Michael Schumacher at Benetton. This circuit is made up of 14 corners, the last of which is banked at a staggering 19 degrees, twice as steep as the banking seen at the Indianapolis Speedway. 2021, it'll be a good few years until any constructor can match Ferrari's success here, with 9 wins between 1952 and 1983. And also several successful races. And won the first race in 1948. Zandvoort is not the easiest place to overtake. We expect lots of do-or-die moments at the end of the entry and exit of the home straight. Though the circuit only has a capacity of just over 100,000, on its scheduled day in 2020, reported that over 1 million fans involved. Legend has it that nickname. The circuit was planned to be built over his vegetable garden, but he would only allow Amsterdam for the iconic windmills. How about this? The Dutch eat the most licorice in the world, with an average of 2 kilos eaten per person, for a total of 32 million kilos each year. And I'm enjoying a piece right now. Zandvoort Circuit first opened in 1948 and now has its first official race. Big names such as Jim Clark, Jackie Stewart, Niki Lauda and Alan Prost previously won the Dutch GT. The night spent for over 35 years. Lauda entering his final race. To over 1 million fans by TCR. Originally made up of a mixture of purpose-built track and public roads, the early form of this racetrack was renowned for its route that snaked around the sand dunes of Zandvoort town. While Alberto Ascari and Niki Lauda both led 180 laps of this circuit, of the entry and exit at the home straight. Ever heard singing? And it is curly white. Fancy to take advantage of it. The circuit is 2.64 miles long, and under a 4-length race will see drivers compete 72
Mic check.
Hello. Check 1, 2.
Yeah. PlayStation button, go to the mic, and then adjust mic.
Yeah. No, my mic's fine. I have... Okay, there we go. I can hear us. Perfect. We're good, we're good, we're good. Finally. Holy moly.
All right, we apologize for the audio delay there for the watchers at home. We are back and fully operational now at Trinity Competitive Racing, and we are ready to get the race underway.
Alright, cool. Yeah, everyone else says that they can hear us. Perfect. Oh, why did I enter that chat? Oops.
Tom Barczyk is rooting for Raikkonen.
He did get pole position, I just saw too. Did a 1 minute 8.693. And here we go. We got the 5 red lights.
And we are off with FFR Raikkonen. He gets a good breakaway there, but we have Carson closing in as they go too wide into turn 1, and they are clear. Oh, with a little bit of contact, and Carson is into the wall with 2 Alpines closely behind, and we have a caution in sector 1. FFR Raikkonen and Carson came together there.
Yeah, that was a bit of an incidental contact, I think, there. That's unfortunate for Carson. It looked like he might have tagged a little bit of Raikkonen. But I think I would have categorized that more as a race incident. But unless I get to the stewards, we'll wait and see. But in the meantime, yeah, Raikkonen leads, followed by the 2 Alpines right behind.
Absolutely. It's tough, especially on the start there. You do have more potential for contact like that, and we'll see what the stewards seem to think about that, especially considering that it is off the start.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, Rizzy with a big send there down the inside at 11 I was watching on my end. Pulled the car off though at least, but had a bit of contact with Whisper down at 12th. But yeah, bit of action towards the start, but yeah, mix of strategies. Softer compounds I'm noticing, not too many hard tires. Interesting to see here.
Absolutely. We have a few hard runners there with Meow Slayer and Sir Charles, but the majority of the runners here seem to be on softs or mediums, maybe wanting to get the softer compounds out of the way first there, maybe expecting potential safety cars if they watched the race from yesterday there. FFR Raikkonen out there in front, followed closely by Remsley, and then we have GTR Lion there bringing up P3 with a little bit of a gap there behind with Segrist there in P4.
Yeah, so far the Alpines looking like they're in a pretty decent spot as well. If they can manage to stay within Raikkonen's DRS, they should be, well, they should be in a pretty decent spot, I would imagine, for this race. I mean, of course, this is new to me, completely new with these 3-tire special. I'm probably sure it's like that for most of everyone in this, so we'll wait and see if this is the right way or the wrong way going. But right now, we're going to end lap 2 in a moment, and DRS will be enabled. And I think Remsley's going to try to close up on Raikkonen with the battery engaged. 112.4 is the fastest lap. Down the inside he goes at Tarzan corner, as Rain Shogun now beats that. And he gets the lead just into the first corner. And there's a spin as well.
Yeah. It looks like we had a little bit of an incident there with... and we have a safety car.
He's crashed out at the exit of turn 1, Shogun has, and just smacks it into the wall.
Unfortunately, it looks like Raiden Shogun has DNF'd out of the race, and that is another unfortunate ending for Raiden Shogun, who has had a difficult season so far. Hopefully he'll be able to salvage something going forward. J&B looks like he spun there We'll see if he had suffered any damage to his car. His car looks okay so far. We'll see if he's able to rejoin the field here. Interestingly enough, I wonder with 2 laps if any of the soft runners will opt to get off of the soft tire and onto a more traditional strategy, maybe a medium hard or hard medium going forward.
Well, we'll see. It's a bit early, but Carson is going to take a bit of a gamble here. He's already met the 3 tire requirements already. Started on the mediums, he went from softs, and now he's on the hard compound tire, and he'll probably try to carry those to the end of the race, I imagine.
That is an interesting strategy there, just trying to go the full distance. What would that be, 33 laps with a few of them behind the safety car, so that'll aid him there, but we could see something special out of Carson if he's able to nurse those tires to the end. Yeah, we do see some of the soft runners going to the pits here, so that is interesting.
Yep, a few of them going from the soft to the hards, and a couple of them on to the mediums as well. Meow Slayer and Sir Charles onto a set of medium compound tires. The rest of them that were in the pits are on the hards.
And it looks like we'll have Remsley leading the field to green on the medium compound, followed by FND Cakes. And we do have some commentary on YouTube. Seems like some of the opinion out there is saying that that move might have been a little bit more on Carson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was more of a racing incident, I think.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to say. I didn't really see the move, so I don't really have an opinion on it. Hard for me to say at this point.
But yeah, like I said, he's on the hards. He's on the 3 tires. He can try to carry them to the other. Carry them to the end of the race from here.
Absolutely. So we'll see. Yeah, he's able to salvage something. I mean, considering that everybody's only stopped once, that should eradicate at least 20 seconds out of everybody else. So we'll see what he's able to do there.
I feel like the top 4 though that didn't pit, I feel like they could be on the back foot if there's not another safety car with this 3 tire special, because they didn't take advantage of this whole thing. Absolutely,
and that does kind of raise the point with starting on that medium compound. It does kind of put you on the back foot there, because your only options at this point are to either pit onto a soft or a hard, or just nurse the medium. It's kind of a predicament at this point with the safety car coming out so early in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think really, if it was me, I would have just gone to the pits. Even if I was on the medium tire, I would have just gone in, gone hards, get them out of the way.
Yeah. Try to see how long you could go on the hard and then just bring out the soft at the very end. And if you're Carson in this situation, you almost want to take your sweet time bringing yourself up to the pack. See how many laps you could go under the safety car here. And safety car will be in this lap, so Remsley will take us to green, and we'll be underway.
Yep, so he's going to have to do like at least 31 racing laps then. So it could work, but I'm not sure with this game around Zandvoort. This is a little bit different, I know, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, Remsley will lead us back onto green flag conditions. The two Alpines, 2 Alfa Romeos occupying the top 4 at the moment. Alright, looks like Remsley's going, so we're back under green flag conditions here at Zandvoort, and it's Remsley leading the way here with a 4/10 of a second margin to his teammate GTR line. A little bit of weaving behind as well. That's probably Rizzy, I think, trying to get some temperature into his medium tires as they now make their way through Tarzan Core. No incidents from what I can see. Everyone getting through single file, it seems.
It looked like there was a little bit of a moment there from Remsley, but he gets away nice and clean, and the rest of the field is able to follow there.
as the cars now make their way through turn 8. Alpine's leading the way with Remsley leading line right behind, then Cakes, then Rizzy. Raikkonen, though, I think Raikkonen, though, obviously he did start from first at one point. He's in 5th, but he is the first to pit, or first out of these runners that did pit, right now leading this sort of pack. He's in 5th place at the moment. He's got Meow Slayer behind, who's on the medium tire, so he's going to try to go aggressive, but he needs to get past him as quickly as possible if he wants to probably make somewhat of this strategy work. But he will have to go to the hard tire if I'm correct, because he did start on the soft compound tire.
Absolutely, and it looks like he's able to maintain where he is currently. But yeah, he will have to move up here if he wants to make ground. And it looks like there is a little bit of a gap forming in between Segrist and Rockstar. We'll see if this is able to develop or if Rockstar will be able to maintain and close that back up.
Yeah, it's about half second mark. No one really actually within over a second from each other. Everyone's within DRS range, so it's close at the moment from literally everybody, which is great to see, of course. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
One interesting thing to note, though, is FND is about to fall outside of DRS, and he's been using a significant amount of battery to try and maintain his position in the train. So if he runs out of battery here, we may see a gap form with Remsley and GTR Lion making their way out front.
Yeah, those two have got the biggest amount of battery out of any of them right now in this whole top 4.
And yes, they are saving a significant amount of battery while also extending their lead on FND Cakes.
Yeah, that's kind of a typical Lion thing to do as well, from what I know. So he definitely likes to save and conserve his battery while gaining some decent amount of pace. But yeah, no, he's doing a decent job at the moment. Both Alpines are doing a decent job. And yeah, look at that Case already over a second, so he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it looks like he may fall prey to his own teammate there, C. Rizzy. I wonder if they'll be working together as FND Cakes start to flash, so that'll be evident to the people following behind him that he may be starting to struggle here.
Yeah, I probably would imagine both Alfa Romeos will probably swap here, because, yeah, I think Rizzy's got the better pace compared to Cakes. Like we said, that he's got more battery compared to his teammates, so it'd probably be wise saying if they swap, and maybe see if he can try to go for it in the Alpine. Ooh. Well, he almost didn't there because he nearly went over the curve there at the exit of turn 13. Could have been pretty disastrous.
Yeah, and yeah, here they go. They're going to swap into turn 1, especially considering FFR Raikkonen is behind them, and FFR Raikkonen has already got that one stop done, and FND and C. Rizzy are yet to stop. It's in their best interest to see what type of pace C. Rizzy has out front, because theoretically they are 10 seconds down on everybody behind them since they did not opt to stop under safety car conditions.
Yeah, while you look at that, also J&B had him gone to another spin at turn 1, unfortunately.
J&B just not having the weekend that he really wants, considering how well he did last week, finishing P2, I believe, if I remember correctly. So he did really well last week, and it's not working out for him. But the race is not over. He's not one to give up, and he might be able to claw something back as he has another big moment there. We'll see what he's able to do. There could be a safety car that brings him right back into play.
And I think the Alpines are going to go for a swap here as Lion looks to the inside, and he'll take the race lead away from his teammate into turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Rockstar had a little bit of a look there on Segrist, so we'll see how that develops. And it looks like the Haas is going for a move.
Yeah, Raikkonen almost making the move there at turn 3, but doesn't quite get close enough. It's a bit tricky to pass there at turn 3. Mordill is out. That's Carson, I think. Virtual safety car has been deployed as he's destroyed his front wing.
that's unfortunate for Carson, as we'll see what he does here. The other question that this raises is if he's already boxed 3 times, he's used 3 sets of softs for qualifying. Depending on what tire package he selected for this 3-tire special, does he even have a set of new tires left?
Good point. I mean, especially if he went for the harder allocation, you would have 2 sets of hards. But
yeah.
if he didn't, then
he might have a set of mediums left. But if he went for the softer allocation, he would only have a set of new softs, and that would definitely not get him to the end.
No, absolutely not.
And we're back green here.
Yep, both Alpines still leading the way. 1.1 seconds to see Rizzi right now. Between Remsley and C. Rizzi, I should add. But, yeah, pretty much right now, Raikkonen, I think he's in a very good spot. And someone mentioned in the comments, yeah, like if he keeps clean, he's definitely in a prime contention to probably win this race. All he has to do is just not make a mistake. But he is flashing, though. He's got no battery. Oh, the big slide contact between the 2 Alfa Romeos. Cakes and C. Rizzi have collided at turn 9. Oh, dear.
And that's absolute disaster for FND Cakes and C. Rizzi, as FFR Raikkonen moves up to 3rd place, although he does have a 2.7 second gap up to 2nd place with Remsley. And the Alpines have solidified P1 and P2, extending their lead by up to 3 seconds on P3 as they swap places here, with Remsley moving up to P1.
Yeah, but Segrist moves up to 3rd, getting ahead of Raikkonen. But Raikkonen tries to go for the move there at the exit of turn 1. Can I get close enough there? 3. Can he go for a 3? I should have had. No, obviously not. He can't. But 3 wide there. Spence swerving, getting by the outside. That was interesting indeed.
Absolutely, and we have a serious battle going on here for P3 with about 4 cars within not very much space. As this battle goes into turn 9.
I was also watching Ben Swerve and Meowslayer getting quite interested in one another there at the negative cambered corner. But yeah, they got through that unscathed. But yeah, could have been quite interesting. Meanwhile, though, Raikkonen, can he find a move on Segrist? It's about 0.6 of the gap at the moment.
Now, although both of these Alpines are out in front by 3 seconds, that doesn't necessarily mean that they've ran away with this race. As Remsley decides to go ahead and box, I mean, with that 3-second lead, they still haven't pit, and everybody behind them has, not to mention everybody behind them pit under safety car. So they do not necessarily have this thing in the bag.
No, like I said, they didn't pit under the safety car. Well, the best thing they can try to do is just pray, I guess, for another one to come out, I think, in their situation. So Remsley goes to the soft tire. Lion still staying out at the moment.
Absolutely, and I think that was a good call by Remsley to get onto that soft tire. Because you never know, if there's another safety car out, he's on the soft, at least he can dump that tire and get onto the hard and go to the end. So I think that was a good call to get onto the soft, and at least right now he'll have some good pace going forward. And it looks like he got himself into a nice gap of clear air as well. Oh, maybe not.
That's about 1.2 seconds.
Yeah.
As Lion goes in. But yeah, well, he's got a bit of traffic to negotiate, but like I said, like we've said, he needs to keep it clean, though. That's the main thing. Oh, speaking of someone that didn't make it clean, there is yellows, and that's the other Williams. And a VSC's come out again.
I'd like to figure out what just happened there. It looks like Meowslayer has lost his front wing as he goes into the gravel a little bit there, going into turn 3. So it looks like there may have been a little bit of an issue there with Meowslayer. It looked like prior to the 2 Alpines boxing there, he was battling for P3, so now that would have been provisional P1. Curious to see what had happened there.
Guessing he must have spun in the car and then went into the wall at the right side, because that's where the car was when he was in the barrier.
Yes.
So does anyone take advantage of this VSC though? Because this is technically a free pit stop if you think about it.
Absolutely. If they can get in and pit before this thing ends, that would be very advantageous. Or even for somebody like one of these Alpines who are on the soft currently to maybe even just get off the soft and get onto another tire and go to the end.
Oh, we have a gambler. That's gonna be Ben Swervin, and green flag's out. Ah, that's a bit poor.
That's unfortunate.
That's a bit poor timing.
Yeah, I'll give him props for trying. As we have Segrist with a 2-second interval on FFR Raikkonen.
Well, there's also worse injury too. Ben also had damage to his front wing, I guess, so he had to change. So, yeah, that's not very good for him at all. So he's lost a significant amount of time thanks to that.
That is definitely unfortunate for him, considering how high up he was in the pack. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the stops. So as of right now, Segrist has stopped, FFR Raikkonen has stopped, Rockstar, Sir Charles, GTM Whisper, Camden, GTR Lion have all stopped. The only person who has not stopped is C Rizzy, currently sitting in P8. In P11, Ben Swervin has stopped twice, Meow Slayer has stopped twice, and Carson has actually stopped 3 times. So as long as Ben Swervin and Meow Slayer have both put on all 3 compounds, they're good till the end. Carson has definitely overfulfilled his requirements. Everybody else still needs to stop 1 time, as J&B gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So his day has kind of been definitely challenging there, as he fulfills his 2nd stop.
Yeah, I think Meow needs to make 1 more stop because he's gone to 2 sets of mediums. So he needs to go to a set of softs.
Okay.
Towards the end.
That's good to know.
Yeah. But yeah, now Ben, I think, has done all of his compounds. I'm correct? Yeah, soft, hard, medium. So he can try to carry those tires to the end if he can. I'm not sure how long they will last around here, but we'll see if he can try to go about 20 odd laps around there, as we got Remsley overtaking Rizzy for 8th.
As it looks like we have a caution in Sector 2. That is JMB.
Virtual safety car again.
And another virtual safety car. That may have been for JNB. That safety car may have been a little premature in my opinion, as it doesn't look like JMB sustained any damage there. He's struggling to keep that car on the road, though. Let's see if anybody... it looks like we have Remsley in the pit, so it looks like he comes onto the hard, and Remsley has fulfilled his requirements for pitting. So that actually does work out in Remsley's favor, and we may see him as P1 out on track once everybody has come in for both of their compounds.
Probably a good point, because yeah, Remsley can carry them definitely to the end from here. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all pans out, but yeah. This JMB is retired. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
He's had enough of this.
Yeah, JMB elects to retire.
Unfortunate for him, but not every day can be your day, I guess. As Whisper overtakes Rockstar for 3rd place.
As I'm riding on board currently with Remsley, as he has Carson behind him currently with less than a second, or a little bit over a second.
He needs to get within that 1 second range to get DRS. The 2 Aston Martin swap places for 4th. That goes to Sir Charles there. Rockstar drops down to 5th. Carson not quite there in that DRS range, so yeah, he needs to pick up the pace a little bit if he wants to be within that DRS range of Remsley.
It looks like Remsley may have been able to fire up his hards now and might be able to pull away from the 7-lap-old mediums of Carson. We shall see how that develops over time.
Up front though, Segrist right now, that gap is actually decreased a bit. It's now 1.7 seconds between Raikkonen and Segrist at the moment. It's now down to 1.6 actually after just that chicane alone. But yeah, they'll have to make another stop, of course. They've got one more set of tires they have to go to, and that would be, well, for Raikkonen and Segrist, it would have to be the medium compound tire they have to go to. Whisper and Charles have to go to the hards, I believe, and then Rockstar and Camden and I think have to go to the mediums, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's correct, because I believe they both started on the soft. And then they elected to pit onto the hard during the first safety car. And I think that's everybody who has a 15-lap-old hard is in that same boat.
Okay, I'm just looking at the race director. So Rockstar has to do the softs, Camden has to do the softs, and same with Lion. They have to go to soft tires. And same with Sir Charles, actually. Just to clarify that a bit better.
And out front, it looks like FFR Raikkonen might be slowly closing that gap on Segrist, as he was out at about 2 seconds, and now he's at about 1.5 seconds. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops over time, as we have somebody in the pits. That is GTM Whisper deciding to get off his 18-lap-old mediums. And what tire is he putting on? The hard tire, and it looks like he'll be going to the end of the race 16 laps onto that tire.
He also got a 3-second penalty, I noticed, for when he was just going to the pits. That's a bit interesting. That might be a penalty getting removed, I imagine, because that's a bit silly if that came from pit entry.
Yeah. Oh, as he almost crashes into Ben swerving there on the entry into turn 1. That was extremely close.
Yeah, that was quite close indeed.
As they're having a battle here.
Ben to the inside to turn 8. He's got the inside line. Oh my goodness, I think they touched a bit, but Whisper, maintains the spot. He still keeps 7th place.
Absolutely. Now the key will be, is GTM Whisper able to fire up those hard tires before Ben Swerven is able to pass him on his 5-lap-old mediums. And GTM Whisper does get that penalty. And it was interesting that it was a 3-second penalty instead of a 5-second penalty, so it couldn't have been for speeding in the pit lane. He may have crossed over the white line on the pit lane exit. As it looks like GTM Whisper was able to fire up those tires, but Ben Swerven is able to get DRS here as he comes back on GTM Whisper, and he's able to pass GTM Whisper into turn 1, but GTM Whisper is able to stick with him going into turns 2 and 3.
Yeah, Ben Swerven's got some serious straight line speed in that McLaren. just breeze pie against him. Oh, gee whiz, see Rizzy and Carson there going side by side at turn 3. Just watching that was quite close.
Absolutely, as I'm on board with C. Rizzy as he follows FND Cakes. Hopefully the two Alphas do not have another incident as they are back together on track.
Absolutely, and Segrist has actually built the gap back up to 1.8 seconds as Raikkonen goes into pit line to go onto the set of mediums to get him to the end of the race.
It looks like we're slowly seeing everybody who's on the 18-lap-old tires come into pit, and we're starting to see the true position start to develop here. as far as where people actually are in this lap order.
Oh, that's tight there between Whisper and Ben. Whew. That was close there at turn 1. Both having a bit of a scrap.
So as far as people who are on who are already on 2 stops, it looks like Ben Swerven is leading that pack.
I will double check that for you. Yes, he is. He has met
So
all 3 tire requirements.
So it really did not work out for the Alpine drivers.
Not necessarily, no. Because yeah, look at what Remsley is. He's down in 9th, but he's not that far behind Ben Swerven, in fairness. But yeah, it's cost him a bit of track position as Segrist is in.
Absolutely. And so I guess really not stopping under that safety car initially just came back to haunt them, even though he did make up some time under VSC. As it looks like Remsley's going for a move here on FFR Raikkonen. As FFR Raikkonen is flashing, will Remsley be able to get this move done? No, he's unable to get the move done into turn 1, as it also seems like we are having a battle between the McLaren of Ben Swerven and GTM Whisper.
Yep. Segrist also, crucially for his sake, comes out ahead of Raikkonen as well for 7th place. But he's on fresher tires as well. He's now behind his teammate who is on 8-lap old mediums. So Segrist could be in a very good spot, I reckon. Better than his teammate, really, in my opinion, because he's got the fresher tires and probably what? Ooh, I was gonna say better pace as his teammate nearly had a moment there at turn 9. Gee whiz.
Absolutely, with the 8-lap newer tires there. We may see Segrist come out on top here, even though Ben Swerven does currently have the track position. But with 13 laps to go, and how powerful the DRS does seem to be, it's anybody's guess. Ben Swerven also is running pretty low on battery. As the McLaren's almost touched there, but we see Segrist go for a move here on the main straight, as well as FFR Raikkonen.
Yep.
Oh, they touch!
Well, Raikkonen might not be happy about that.
No, that might have been a little bit over the limit, in my opinion.
quite a bit.
I'm currently on board with FFR Raikkonen as I'm going to watch him try to pass Ben Swerven, and he does not have much battery left, so it will be interesting to see if he's able to get this move done. And that may be why he was unable to get the move done initially, because he just did not have enough straight line speed on Ben Swerven.
And also, I have just noticed something on Ben Swerven. He's got a yellow fuel icon, so that kind of tells me that he's even on his fuel target. Now I know this place is known for eating fuel, so if Ben Swerven is low on fuel at the end of the race, he's going to be in quite a bit of trouble.
Absolutely. He may be in a lift and coast phase already with 11 laps. As FFR Raikkonen dips that wheel, and a lot of times when you dip that wheel going into turn 1, you do understeer, which does leave you vulnerable to attack.
Absolutely. But yeah, Raikkonen is through, but unfortunately it's cost him time a little bit to Segrist. He has to do everything to catch back up, but Segrist has got the battery advantage, and he's closing on Whisper on a rapid rate of knots as well.
Absolutely. As Whisper is technically the 2-stop leader currently, although he does have a 3-second time penalty. With that 3-second time penalty, as it stands, he would fall behind FFR Raikkonen.
Well, of course, if he did get a BS penalty for what happened in the pits, that could potentially be removed. But we'll have to wait and see, as Segrist is coming for him.
And
He's got
we
him
see,
there.
yeah.
Just like
Seemed
that.
like, yeah. Seemed like Seagrass got that move done pretty easily into turn 1 as we see Rockstar come into the pits and come onto the soft tire here at the very end with 10 laps to go. As we see JNB in the chat, looks like he suffered some rear wing damage there. And GTM Whisper is off the track
Ooh.
as he goes into the barrier into turn 9. And it looks like he may have gotten onto that turn 8 curb that you were referencing earlier in the stream.
Yeah, must have beaten, I guess. It's not as bad though, I know, as in this game, but I guess it's still can be a bit of the case if you go too much of that curve. It just bombs out.
Absolutely.
But I'm probably guessing he used way too much of the curb is probably what happened. Usually, like if it was the old games, like it would be like if you dipped your tire onto the outside curb, you would be immediately stuck. But I'm guessing he had like the whole car stuck. He probably just made a mistake and ran wide. I just didn't quite catch what exactly he did, but that's just my rough guess.
Yes, I didn't see exactly what happened. I just saw him get into the gravel there, but I didn't see the part where he had gotten onto the curb. As we see FFR, Raikkonen, and Remsley start to battle here. Camden Luca out in P1 on 23-lap old hards. Be interesting to see how long he's going to take those. I want to see when he pit last. So he still has to stop one more time. Curious to see when he's going to take that stop.
He'll probably do in the next couple of laps, I imagine, because yeah, he has to go to the soft tire to the end of the race from here. Yeah, Seagrass's race is looking pretty good at the moment, with a 2.6 second margin to Raikkonen as now Camden finally pits. And Ramsey gets a 5-second penalty for speeding.
Oh, that's unfortunate, and that will definitely compromise his race. I do wonder why he decided to come into the pits. Was there a? I wonder if he had come out onto two of the same tire.
Let me look at the race director. I thought he used up all of it. Yeah, he used up all of it. He went medium, soft, hard. Now he's on the softs again.
Interesting.
I don't understand that, but okay. Yeah, he was definitely in a good position, but so much for that, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe he lost track in his own mind.
Probably. Probably. Fun unfortunate there. As Lions swerving. Oh, hello. They're getting quite interest there at turn 11 and 12. Lion on the soft compound tire. He's on the faster compound, of course.
Yeah, and it looks like Ben Swervin is giving him minimum room as we see Rockstar take it to the inside as they go almost 3 wide here on the main straight as they both pass Ben Swervin there. Both of GTR Line and Rockstar on the soft tire, so that was an easy pass as we see Ben Swervin start to flash, so he's on minimal battery.
Yep, and now Lions on the back of Whisper, who's still right along those hard compound tires, which he can carry to the end, but he is definitely going to be left vulnerable as, Lions looking very, very racy. He's at a purple first sector as well, according to the mini-map on my screen. So he's looking quite, look how deep he goes on the brace there compared to the Ferrari. He's just so much more confident.
Absolutely, and you can see the way that he's able to manipulate his car in respect to Whisper, who looks like he's just hanging on for dear life. Lion should be able to get this pass done relatively easy, especially considering how much extra battery Lion has in relation to Whisper.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's got DRS, and I would imagine this is going to be a straightforward move.
Absolutely.
There you go. 4th place goes to Lion. might have the second place battle brewing, though. We got Sir Charles now on the back of Raikkonen. As well, half a second between the two.
Absolutely, as we see Sir Charles starting to chase down Raikkonen here. What will be interesting, though, is will these soft tires with 6 laps on them be able to hold on?
Good question on that, but we'll have to wait and see. I probably would imagine they're going to start dying off not too long. So if that happens, yeah, he might have to just be left where he is and just try to see if he can go for third. But he's going to have a charging GTR line who is really charging right now. Oh dear, Remsley's left the session as well.
It looks like he may have disconnected there.
Crossplay things. And look, that line's already set the fastest lap again, 1:11.0. He is definitely charging. Yeah, he's still got a bit of battery in hand, but not much of it though. He's only got 29%. But the gap right now between himself and Sir Charles is right now 1.1 seconds. It's rapidly closing with him being on those fresher soft tires. And there you go. Remsley has now rejoined the session, thankfully.
And the gap between Remsley and Camden has grown to 7 seconds now, so it looks like he will be solidly placed in 9th, although from what I saw last, he does have fastest lap, so that'll get, as GTR Line gets fastest lap, so.
Yep. Oh. That was tight there from what I'm watching.
As GTR Lion looks like he solidly places himself in 3rd with his 5-lap-old softs.
Yep, now his next target will be Raikkonen. Will he have enough pace to catch Seegers, I wonder? Will he have enough time is another thing too. He's got 5 laps to go and charge for Seegers, but he has to get by this Haas first. Looks to the inside. And yeah, he's going to get the move here done. Just like that. There you go. He's into 2nd.
And he got that move done pretty easily, although he will be exposed now to the DRS with FFR Raikkonen there only being 0.6 down. Unless, yeah, we shall see now. Will FFR Raikkonen come back here in the DRS and try to re-attack?
We'll close the gap up, but it won't be close enough, obviously, to do anything here on Lion. I'll be honest, I think Lion's got the better pace, really, so I think he'll be able to pull away, I think, from Raikkonen with those much more grippier soft tires.
As he was able to maintain the gap there in the big DRS zone. So we shall see here. Is he able to run down Seegers? 3 seconds and 3 laps. So he's going to have to close a second a lap or more, most likely, in order to pass Seegers within 3 laps. Will he be able to get it done?
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Time is going to be not on his side, but he's going to have to keep going. He's going to have to keep charging. Make the most out of those soft compound tires. But yeah, he needs to close it, like you said, a second a lap, really, in order to get to McLaren.
As he's able to see Seegers right in front of him. So that might be a motivational factor there to really give it everything he has.
Let's see. Seegers' fastest lap on that lap, 1:12.4. Lions, 1:11.9. So he's gained about half a second on that lap, according to the time. That's definitely not enough, though.
Not even close to enough. And as we're looking at the interval here, it went from about 3 to 2.8. So at this rate, he will not be able to. 2.6 now, 2.5. So there potentially Seegers may have made a mistake. But at this rate, it does not look like he will be able to catch Segrist within the remaining time.
Yeah, he's gained 0.4 in that first sector, according to the timing intervals. Let's see how he is to the middle sector here. Segrist to the middle sector will be at a 50.5, Lion a 50 flat, so he's gained about half a second total in this lap so far.
As we are seeing this interval come down pretty fast here with 2 laps remaining. Seeing a 112.9 and a 112.1, so about 0.8 there on that last lap.
Yeah, he needs another second on this lap, really,
to
catch that McLaren. He needs a mega 2 laps.
Absolutely. The other thing here is that Segrist has 36% battery waiting in his pocket that he's probably going to deploy on the last lap and basically stagnate GTR Lion.
Yeah, but right now it's under 2 seconds. But yeah, that's not enough. He needs to get another,
2 seconds, basically, right now.
Yeah, basically 2 seconds. He needs a mega final 2 seconds.
Yeah. Let's see what Sector 2 time Segrist is. They have 50.6 versus a 50 flat. So, I mean, GTR Lion is putting in the times that he needs. It's just too little too late almost at this point.
If he had one more lap, probably he could have got him, I think.
Yeah, once he got into the DRS, maybe. If he had another lap and maybe another 50% on the battery, 112.9.
Yep, and we're on to the last lap.
Yeah. I mean, we do have ourselves a last lap battle here, which was not possible with KD in the Gold Series, folks.
Well, I mean, I had Whisper though fight me a Bahrain. In fairness, it just didn't look like that on the stream. See, 1.2 seconds. But yeah, no, I think time has run out for Lion. He doesn't have enough. And Swerven's made a mistake there, turn 3, so he's out of the points.
As he gets within 0.8, it's just not going to be enough time. He will have DRS here. Will he have enough space to get him before the checkered flag line? As Segrist gets all the way to the inside, and no. So we have Segrist P1, GTR Lion P2, FFR Raikkonen P3, followed up by Sir Charles, Rockstar, GTM Whisper, bringing up P6. Camden Luca P7, followed by Remsley. Next across the line, C. Rizzy.
Carson will round it out as he ran out of fuel at the line.
Right at the end there.
11th out.
And we have Ben swerving out of gas, bringing up the rear.
Yep, I thought he would run out of fuel. I mean, he was even when I looked at him earlier.
What position was he in before he ran out of gas? Was he fighting for points? He was.
He was yeah, he was for points. Driver of the day, game gives it to Whisper. Interesting there. But there you are. There's the podium celebrations, and it's a victory for Segrist in the papaya machine. Not in the orange machine. Well, not the orange that the Dutch fans were thinking of, but still orange nonetheless. And Lion did everything he could, just didn't really have the pace to get there close enough to get Seegers. If he had one more lap, he probably would have gotten him. And Raikkonen, well, I think he'll be happy with P3, getting a podium.
Absolutely. I mean, that battle really did come down to the very last lap there. I mean, as we see with GTR Lion's fastest lap, a 111 flat, he really did give it everything he had right up until the very end there. We see Remsley there also with a very nice lap of a 111.1. So both of them really did have good pace. Seegers ultimately just got it done there at the very end.
Yeah, no, good victory though for Seegers. What would this be? His first victory, I'm assuming?
I believe so.
Yeah, no, well done.
All right, as we go ahead and get the interviews going.
Shall we move over to the comms box again and try again?
Yeah, so I'm going to have the comms up, and I'll just have it on speaker.
Yep, fair enough. I'll go ahead and join that then.
All right, as we have FFR Raikkonen, who brought up P3.
Can you hear us, Raikkonen?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Raikkonen, you had a very good race out there. Talk us through your race, your strategy as far as with the safety car, and your overall thoughts.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how qualifying went. I think that was my PB in quali. I knew I had it in me, just couldn't get it together the last couple of times of practice. So I was really happy I did it in the actual qualifying session then. And yeah, the race was pretty smooth as well. Not really much more I could have done. I think the tire strategy was definitely what I wanted to go with, because I knew the softs were worn and I didn't want to have them at the end. So I just wanted to get rid of them as soon as possible. That's why I started on them. With the early safety car, I thought to myself, I talked with Camden a little bit then, and he said, yeah, pitting right now would be probably the best choice. So I decided to go on the hards, take them as long as possible, and then have the relatively fast medium towards the end. I might have been able to fight a little bit with Seacrest, but after he got past Ben and I was stuck behind Ben for another lap, it was pretty much like game over. And then obviously GTR line with the fresh softs behind me, there was no chance of holding him up. So yeah, overall I'm still pretty happy with P3. I think that's the best I could have gotten today.
Yeah, overall I think that starting on the soft, I think the safety car really played into your favor, because compared to like for example the guys on the mediums and the hards, you were able to just dump the soft and then get onto that hard tire, which really played into your favor as far as getting your total like pit time down, and then having that medium tire towards the end, fairly robust tire, seemed to work out for you, whereas the soft tire guys maybe had their tires die off towards the end, you still seem to have pretty good pace all the way through.
Yeah, I didn't really struggle a lot with the tires at all. Was able to manage them relatively well. So yeah.
But so basically, what allocation did you use? Just out of curiosity, before you started off, did you go with a more balance, or did you go with like a more of a softer allocation?
I just went with balance.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd say overall a very solid race from you. Congratulations again on P3, and looking forward to watching you race again in the future.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yep.
You too.
Yep.
See you later,
Yep. And moving on now to GTR Lion. Overall, a great race. Chasing down Segrist there at the very end. Almost had him. You did have the fastest lap there at the very end, so an extra point for you. Thoughts on the race overall? Thoughts on the battle at the very end there? Do you think that if you had a couple more laps that you would have maybe been able to at least fight for the lead at the very end there?
Yeah, thank you guys, and congratulations to the podium finishers. And yeah, it was a good race. I got unlucky again for the fourth time in a row with safety cars. I think going into the soft towards the end, I had to do a lot of overtaking to catch up, and some drivers were fair, like Raikkonen. Kudos, I give you the hat here. He didn't fight too much and was fair overall, but some folks were a little bit more defensive when it's a lost pattern, which cost me a lot of time making my way through. And to answer your question, I think if there was two more laps, I may have at least a chance of making an attempt. I'm not sure if I would overtake Segrist, but at least there would have been at least an attempt. But good race. I'm pretty happy with it. I had lots of fun because there was a lot of overtaking to do throughout, pretty much.
Yeah, no, that was something we were saying earlier, is that if you had maybe like one more lap, because we did see you at the last lap, you were within like 7/10 of Segrist, and we thought that maybe if you have one more lap in you, one more lap to go, I should have said, one extra lap, yeah, you probably would have had a better chance to get him, we both thought.
Yeah, the tires were okay throughout the last stint on the softs. Was pretty surprised that it had good pace for some reason. I was kind of worried that I would have it at the end, but kind of went with that, and yeah, the tire was pretty consistent overall. So I had enough grip to keep going. If there was one or two more laps, yeah, at least I would have made an attempt. But good race. I'm kind of happy. It was fun overall. I think it's a different format with the 3-tire, and I think it's kind of changes the mix a little bit instead of the boring one-stop strategies.
Absolutely. And then going back to the very beginning of the race with you and Remsley, just due to the tire you were on at the very beginning, opting to not stop under safety car compared to the guys who were on the soft, do you think that it would have been viable for you guys to stop under safety car, looking back at your race? Or do you think that you made the right call there? I know that if you had been on the soft, it would have been a no-brainer, but it was definitely a harder call, being that you guys were on the tire you were on.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. I think the mediums were still at 6% wear and had decent amount of laps left in them, so it wasn't the right call to pit.
Yeah.
Track position was more important. I think both me and Rems were had pretty good pace, and I think, as a matter of fact, we both pulled away from the field even after the restart. So I don't think it was a bad decision because, there was also a good chance that another safety car would come out. So
Absolutely.
but it didn't.
Yeah. And then also, I'm not sure if you're in communication with Remsley, but do you know why he boxed for that third time there at the very end? Did he sustain damage?
No, his tires were falling off, pretty dramatically. So he had, I'm not sure. He didn't tell me he wants to box. I asked him after the race where he boxed, and he told me he had a huge tire disadvantage. So wasn't sure what exactly happened. The game, for some reason, didn't give him the hards under the first stop. It switched to softs. He didn't intend to go on softs in the first place.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's the game doing.
The game kind of screwed him over a little bit with the tire change. He wanted to go on hards, or set it to go on hards after the first pit stop. Pretty much he wanted to do the same strategy that I did.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I've had that happen before. Yeah.
I think most of us have fallen victim to Codemasters. Interesting little pitch strategies.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it changes on you, I know.
Yeah.
But it was a good race, so it was fun. I like this 3-tire format. I don't think I've done it before, although I would announce that my next race would be my century race with TCR. So I'm kind of excited for the next race. Hopefully we'll get a win on my 100th race. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Wow. That is that would be awesome.
That's something.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Well, I'll be rooting for you.
Yep, thank you very much.
And congratulations again on P2. Maybe next week it'll be P1.
Yep, that's the goal.
All right. Take care. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Later, man.
All right. And next up, we have Segrist with the win. Congratulations to you, Segrist. Very dominant. Sorry, go ahead.
Right when what he was saying about his 100th race, I was just joking with Ben that I finally got a win in gold and about my 100th one. It's got to be close to it. So, yeah, finally got it done.
That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations to you on the win. It really came down to the wire there at the very end with GTR Lion running you down. He was catching at a significant clip there at the end, but you battled hard. You got it done, and you won convincingly. I'm really just curious at the end there. What was your mentality? Were you just head down, just focused on driving your lines, or were you just looking at the gap, trying to manage the gap to the best of your ability? What was your mentality there at the very end?
When he was behind Raikkonen on the softs, I was paying attention to that, and I was kind of just maintaining, trying to make sure I hit apexes and got good exits and whatever. He wasn't pushing real hard, but whenever I seen him get around Raikkonen and he started coming, then I was giving it about everything I had, blasting them medium tires.
Yeah, and then also I saw you had a little bit of battery in reserve. Were you kind of just holding that just in case you just really needed a little something extra, for an emergency almost?
Yeah, I didn't want to get down and be blinking and giving up time, so I was just kind of holding on to it, and then once it got down to that point where coming into that last lap, I was using it a bunch just to try to keep him out of DRS on that back straight. And luckily, I just did that. And once I did that, I started breathing a little easier.
I see.
I probably think you have to thank your teammate Ben for holding off Raikkonen a little bit just to build that gap.
It did work out good because I was almost thinking about staying out a little bit longer on them hards, but once Raikkonen went in the lap before me, I knew I needed to come in so he didn't get a big undercut, and we happened to come out right there by Ben, and that did help me out the way that worked out. Got me out of his DRS and was able to put a little gap in. But it's a real one of the tightest fields I've been in this. No, it's good. It's ever since KD left now, everybody's got a chance, so it's wide open.
Absolutely. And towards the end there, did you feel like if maybe there had been a few more laps that you may have been under more pressure, or did you feel like you would have had it under control?
No, I think I needed to keep him out of DRS. I mean, maybe if there was, if there's one or two more laps, I think he's got me. If there's 3 or 4 or 5 where maybe his tires start to get old on him, maybe that would have been good for me. But another 1 or 2 would have been bad news for me, I think.
Absolutely. And did you have any additional questions, Katie?
No further questions, but congratulations, though, on your first win. I think that's your first win, if I'm correct. But, good job for you.
Right on, man.
Yes.
Congrats.
Yeah, same for me. Congratulations. Congratulations again, Segrist. Just want to say you were under a ton of pressure there at the very end, and I think you handled it really well. Very impressive drive and a very impressive win once again. And hopefully it's the first, but hopefully it's not the last win for you.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem at all. All right, and that does it for interviews. And I hope you all have a good night as far as everybody on the podium.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. All right, and thank you very much, everybody who tuned in tonight from the Golden Class. Just want to go ahead and say thank you, everybody watching on YouTube. If you enjoyed the content tonight, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Everybody on Twitch, be sure to follow. Once again, tonight, your hosts were KD. My name is Tim. We're going to go ahead and sign off tonight. If you'd like to go ahead and sign us off, KD.
Yep. Thanks for having me around, Tim. And, it was a pleasure commentating with you, for sure.
Absolutely. Same here. And hopefully we'll see you back in the future. Have a good night. Thank you.